we know that sun is the ultimate source of energy on our planet. Now, where does sun gets its energy from? What exactly is the sun? Well, sun is a burning ball of hot gases. Now, what exactly is the fuel inside the sun which keeps on burning for so many years? Now, inside the sun, there is a very high amount of hydrogen present. Now, also because there is a very huge pressure inside the sun, hydrogen atoms undergo a special type of reaction, releasing huge amount of energy or heat. So let's understand how that reaction takes place. Now this is a common structure of an atom. We have neutrons and protons in the nucleus, and then we have electrons which orbit the nucleus. Now in the case of hydrogen, we have a proton in the nucleus and we have electron orbiting it. And then we have an isotope of hydrogen, deuterium, which has a neutron and a proton in the nucleus, and we have the electron orbiting the nucleus. Now, what happens inside the sun? Well, inside the sun, we have so many hydrogen atoms and deuterium atoms. So let's see this particular scenario in which we have a hydrogen atom and we have deuterium atom. Now, due to immense pressure, they collide, and when they collide, they release huge amount of energy, and also they fuse to give helium. Now, this is the reaction of just one hydrogen and one deuterium atom, that is the fusion of one hydrogen and one deuterium atom. Now, inside the sun, there are huge number of hydrogen atoms, and when they fuse together, they release huge amount of energy, and that is why sun is able to give so much heat, because huge amount of fusion reaction takes place inside the sun all the time. So what exactly happens inside the sun? We have hydrogen or isotopes of hydrogen. They collide with each other and they fuse, giving us helium, and at the same time it releases huge amount of energy. This is nothing but the heat coming out of the sun. Now, what exactly is this process? Well, the process by which multiple nuclei join together to form a heavier nucleus, releasing a huge amount of energy, is called nuclear fusion. So this process is what we call nuclear fusion. So multiple nuclei join together to give us a heavier nucleus, and the process is called nuclear fusion. So how does sun generate so much heat? Because inside the sun, nuclear fusion is taking place all the time, and huge amount of energy is released because of that. Now let's see an equation of nuclear fusion. So as we had seen, a deuterium fuses with an ordinary hydrogen atom. So we have isotope of hydrogen, that is deuterium, and an ordinary hydrogen atom. Both fuse together, and when they fuse, they give helium with mass number 3 and atomic number 2, and with that there is a huge amount of energy released, and this energy is nothing but the heat coming out of the sun. So this is the equation for the nuclear fusion reaction that occurs inside the sun. Now can you answer this question? When multiple nuclei merge to produce a heavier nucleus, it is called nuclear dash. Can you answer this question? Well, the answer is very simple. It's nuclear fusion. So it's nuclear fusion where multiple nuclei merge to produce a heavier nucleus. Now we know that in this process huge amount of energy is released. Now apart from the sun, is there any other place where you see a huge uncontrolled amount of energy release? Well, a very good example is an atomic bomb. Now In the case of atomic bomb, we see huge amount of energy release, and which is very destructive because it has huge amount of energy. Now, where does this energy come from? Is it also nuclear fusion? Not really. Apart from nuclear fusion, there is another process in which huge amount of energy is released, and even this is a type of nuclear reaction. This process is called nuclear fission. So what exactly is nuclear fission? Nuclear fission is the process in which a heavy nucleus splits into two or more lighter nuclei with the release of a huge amount of energy. So in this process, a heavier nucleus is bombarded with a neutron, and when this happens, then this heavier nucleus splits into two lighter nuclei, and at the same time it also releases three more neutrons. So it is bombarded by one neutron, it splits into two lighter nuclei, and it releases three neutrons, and this process is called nuclear fission. Now, if we have enough fuel, that is more number of uranium nuclei, then this reaction can carry on continuously, giving us a chain reaction, and this chain reaction is called nuclear chain reaction. So let's understand what exactly is the nuclear chain reaction. A nuclear chain reaction refers to a process in which neutrons released in fission produce an additional fission in at least one further nucleus. This nucleus in turn produces neutrons, and the process repeats. So let's see. We have one nucleus, it's bombarded with a neutron, it splits into two lighter nuclei, and in the process it gives us three neutrons. Now these three neutrons can bombard three more heavier nuclei, and again you will see fission reaction in all the three, and again you will have 9 more neutrons in the next step, and you can bombard 9 more heavier nuclei in this case, and this reaction can go on, and that is why we call it a chain reaction, because on every step we are producing more neutrons which can bombard more heavier nuclei in the next step. So this is a chain reaction. So we have 3 neutrons in the first step, then 9 neutrons in the second step, then 27 neutrons in the third step, and so on. So this will keep on going like a chain reaction. That's why we call it a nuclear chain reaction. And this process produces huge amount of energy, and as a result it is used both in controlled and uncontrolled environments. So one neutron bombards one uranium nucleus, it produces 3 neutrons which bombard another 3 nucleus, and then we have more and more neutrons produced in every step, and eventually it is a huge reaction and it releases huge amount of energy, and the resulting energy is so strong that we call it the atom bomb, because the energy is immense and the entire thing happens just like a chain reaction, as you can see. So one by one the number of neutrons keep on increasing, and the reaction or the power of the reaction keeps on increasing, and at one point in time it is so strong that it can have devastating effects. So this is a clear example of fission chain reaction. So this fission reaction is happening in a chain, but this is not the only application of fission chain reaction. We have another very constructive application, and it's in nuclear reactors. So what happens in nuclear reactors? Well, we use the same energy of fission reaction to generate electricity. So what exactly happens in this case? Well, we allow a fission reaction in this particular reactor vessel. Now, because of the reaction, definitely huge amount of heat is generated, and this heat is used to convert water to steam. And this steam rotates this particular turbine, and because of the rotation of the turbine, we are able to generate electricity. Now, this keeps on happening because the reaction is continuous in this case, and it is continuously generating heat. Now, you must be thinking, why doesn't it burst out just like the atom bomb? Well, the reason is that in the reactor vessel, this reaction is performed in a very controlled environment. And how do we control that? Well, when there is a fission reaction, we know that neutrons are produced. Now, we do not allow every neutron to hit another uranium nucleus. We only allow some neutrons to continue the chain reaction, while others are absorbed inside the reactor vessel. So, we are only allowing small amount of fission reaction to happen, and we are able to generate enough heat to convert water to steam. And so, this is a very constructive use of fission reaction, and this can be done only because the reaction occurs in a very controlled environment. Now, let's see a reaction related to nuclear fission. So, here we have a uranium-235 nucleus. Now, this uranium-235 nucleus is bombarded with a neutron. And what do we get? Well, we get barium-144 and krypton-89. And along with barium and krypton, we also get 3 neutrons. And also there is a release of energy. So, when uranium-235 is bombarded with a neutron, it splits into 2 different nuclei. One is barium-144, other is krypton-89. And then we have 3 neutrons. So, initially it was bombarded with 1 neutron, and as a result, in the product we have 3 neutrons. Now, these 3 neutrons can further bombard 3 different uranium-235 nuclei, and this process can continue, and as a result we will have enough number of neutrons to bombard more and more uranium-235 nuclei, and as a result there will be a huge release of energy, and that is what exactly happens in nuclear fission. So, we saw 2 different processes. One is nuclear fission and other is nuclear fusion. Now, in the case of nuclear fission, huge amount of energy is released. Similarly, even in nuclear fusion, huge amount of energy is released. So, in both the cases, huge amount of energy release is observed. But other than that, both of them are very different. So, how are they different? Well, heavy nucleus splits into 2 or more lighter nuclei in the case of nuclear fission. So, in this case, a split happens. That is, a heavier nuclei splits into 2 or more lighter nuclei. Now, what happens in the case of nuclear fusion? Well, multiple nuclei fuse together to form a heavier nucleus. So, in this case, fusion happens. That is, 2 nuclei fuse together and they give a heavier nucleus. And if we talk about equations, then in the case of nuclear fission, a very good example is uranium-235, which is bombarded by a neutron, and we get barium and krypton nuclei with 3 more neutrons. While in the case of nuclear fusion, we have this particular reaction. So, we have deuterium, nucleus of deuterium, which fuses with a nucleus of hydrogen, and together they fuse to give helium, which is a heavier nucleus. So, in this case, this is what happens in fusion. 2 lighter nuclei fuse together, give a heavier nucleus. While in the case of fission, well, 1 heavier nucleus splits or breaks apart into two or more lighter nuclei. And this is the major difference between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at deltastep.com to get all learning resources as per ICSE, CBSE, IB, Cambridge, or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures across maths, science, English, and social science. Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged, and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis along with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve your slightest of doubts. That's not all. You also get amazing prizes like PlayStations, iPads, watches, and many more, along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So at deltastep.com, learning is not just fun and easy, it's rewarding too. So register for free now.